What's up, guys? It is Corey from SuperKamiGuru9000, and welcome to my review of Bleach, Chapter 529. And I hope you guys like flashbacks this week, because that pretty much dominates this chapter. But the good thing is, it's flashbacks of things that we have not seen before, and we finally, for God's sakes, get some information about Ichigo's dad, which, for me personally, is something I've been wanting to learn for a long time. Now, right out the gates, at the beginning of the chapter, we get a little bit of Renji stuff with Oetsu. Basically, we get to learn that Renji wasn't really doing much against the Asauchi at all, because he already knew everything about them. This was really Ichigo's test. This was all about him, and that's why he's kind of disappointed about that. But that's okay. We finally move away from that, and that's when we go into flashback territory. We get to go back into the old days of Soul Society, and we get to see what was going on with Isshin Shiba. Yes, we finally get to learn that his name is not Isshin Kurosaki, because in the last chapter we found out that Ichigo's mother, Masaki Kurosaki. Kind of like how in Naruto takes his mother's surname. In this one, it's just like that. So, we have Isshin Shiba, and because of this, we have a big revelation. We get to know that Ichigo has a few other family members that he's actually interacted with before, and he never even realized it. You have Ganju Shiba from the very first chapter. You got Kukaku, who's in there as well. And it's interesting because they're finally getting to come back into the story as well. So, everything's sort of coming full circle with this Shiba Kurosaki thing. But that's beside the point. Really, the whole chapter, we get to see how Isshin is sort of interacting with all the different members of his team in the 10th Division. And he's pretty much the same exact way he is with Ichigo. He's extremely over the top, really, really goofy. And one scene that I thought was very, very funny when he runs into Toshiro. He pretty much treats him like he was his own son. He runs up and he pulls him up into the air and he's like, "Oh, you're so awesome. You're going to be a captain one day." And Matsumoto's obviously very upset about this. Matsumoto even gets a few laughs herself. And interesting to note, even when she was younger, she still resembled a porn star. Even more so because she's got sweaty boobies. So it was really interesting to figure out some things about Isshin Shiba. But still, the second half of the chapter gives us some other things that I think are kind of strange. First and foremost, we learn that going on outside of Soul Society in one of these cities, they always have these Shinigami who are patrolling the area looking for hollows. And apparently this group of them are being killed. And Isshin is about to go and figure out what's going on. I'm assuming this is probably where he's going to go and meet Masaki Kurosaki for the first time. And he's leaving, and Matsumoto and Toshiro are like, there's nothing really we could do for him, but wait for him right here. And the last bit of the chapter, which this is the part that I really find strange, we actually get to see within Soul Society, we go back to Aizen and Kaname and Gin, and they're all hanging out, and it looks like they're getting ready to start their big plans for things that happen in the future. And in the final panel, there's actually this shot of Aizen where he's like, all things are going according to plan. And I'm like, well, not really. I mean, this is a flashback, but things are not going to work out for you in the future, dog. So, it sucks for you. I'm not sure, maybe this is hinting to maybe something else possibly happening that hasn't happened yet. I really don't know, but it seems like he's talking about his big plan with the Iran car at this point. But that's pretty much where the chapter comes to a close, and this was a very reedy chapter. There was a lot of dialogue this week, and it wasn't a horrible thing, because, we finally got to learn a little bit more about this guy, but I wish a little bit more would have happened, but it was still a great chapter. The revelation that Ichigo has a ton of family members that he's hung out with before and never even realized it. I can't wait to see the story that's going to happen between Isshin and Masaki. I think it's going to be really interesting. Hopefully, maybe Aizen will be involved with this somehow. Maybe this is a chance to bring Aizen back into the picture. I'm not really sure yet. What I can tell you is that this week's chapter of Bleach was very entertaining, had a lot of that classic Kubo artwork, a lot of hilariously overexpressed faces. And it's always kind of cool to see those characters in their younger states, just to see where they were at one point and to see where they are now. So if you guys are following the series, this is kind of a crucial chapter because this is the first major information that we are getting about Isshin. And you guys should definitely check this one out. Like I said, the artwork was pretty good. There was really no action this week, but it really wasn't an action chapter. So, I wish it had moved a little bit more, given us a few more answers, but it was still really damn good. So I really have no choice but to give this one a 10 out of 10. For what it was just a solid chapter. I mean, it was really, really funny, and I just cannot wait to see what's going to happen after this, even though it's a flashback fest. But remember, it's flashbacks we haven't seen, so make sure and check this one out, guys. So, guys, that concludes this review this week, but how did you feel about this week's chapter of Bleach? How do you feel about the huge revelation about Ichigo's father? You can let me know with your comments below. Remember, guys, as always, if you like this video, make sure and hit that like button, give this video a thumbs up. That concludes this review today. SuperKamiGuru9000, out.